The westward expansion of the 19th century played a vital role in shaping cities across the United States. Many small settlements thrived, driven by fertile land, abundant mineral resources, or booming trade. However, over time, these once lively towns were abandoned, fading into history. People left for various reasons: disease outbreaks, economic collapse, or simply the search for better opportunities elsewhere. Scattered across the country, these abandoned places became known as ghost towns. Once symbols of progress and ambition, they are now little more than decaying buildings and forgotten memories. Interestingly, some of these ghost towns are still well preserved. A report by Geotab identified at least 3,800 such towns across the US, many abandoned in the 20th century as people moved toward bigger cities. Yet, their emptiness doesn't mean they can't be explored. Many still stand as haunting yet fascinating relics of America's past. In this video, we'll take a closer look at some of these deserted places, silent witnesses to history frozen in time. In the late 1800s, Centralia, Pennsylvania, was a thriving coal mining town with around 2,700 residents. It grew rapidly thanks to the booming coal industry. While it's technically not abandoned, 5 people were still reported living there as of 2020. Centralia is often considered a ghost town due to its haunting atmosphere and unusual history. In 1962, a fire broke out in an abandoned coal mine beneath the town. That underground fire has been burning ever since, filling the area with toxic gases and causing the ground to become dangerously unstable. Over time, most residents were evacuated, and the town never recovered. Streets were abandoned, buildings fell into decay, and the population steadily declined. Today, Centralia has no zip code and is known more for its eerie silence than for its past. The town's strange and unsettling story even inspired the 2006 horror movie Silent Hill, which was based on its haunting legacy. During the 1800s, the discovery of gold and other minerals turned California into a major hub for mining in the United States. Many people moved to Calico, a town in San Bernardino County, hoping to find silver, and for a time, they did. The town thrived, but by the mid-1890s, silver lost its value. Not long after, fortune seekers left just as quickly as they had arrived. However, Calico survived the test of time thanks to a businessman named Walter Knott. In the 1950s, he bought the land and several old mining buildings. Today, the town is preserved as a tourist attraction and is part of the San Bernardino County Regional Park System, offering a glimpse into the Old West. In addition to Calico, California is also home to a town called Bodie, established as a mining camp in 1859. This town in Mono County experienced rapid growth during the 1870s after a major gold discovery. It flourished for a time, but began to decline in the 1910s. By 1912, the local newspaper had shut down, and in 1918, the railway line serving the town was abandoned. The final blow came in 1942, when Bodie's last mine was closed as dynamite and other resources were redirected for the war effort. Today, this once busy town is completely abandoned but preserved for the public. Around 110 buildings still stand, offering visitors a haunting yet fascinating look at life during the height of the American Gold Rush. Over in Nevada, Rhyolite is yet another mining town that, like many others, was eventually left behind. But unlike the previous towns, Rhyolite's miners came seeking something different, an abundance of quartz. According to the National Park Service, this once thriving community quickly developed into a full-fledged town, complete with hotels, shops, schools, a hospital, and even its own stock exchange. However, when the town's primary industry collapsed, rhyolite crumbled along with it. The population vanished almost as fast as it had arrived. Still, visitors can come and catch a glimpse of what remains, such as the ruins of the old bank and jail, and imagine what life might have looked like here at the turn of the 20th century. Its close proximity to Death Valley National Park has also helped boost its popularity, making it one of the more well-known ghost towns in the region. Next up is a town called Berlin, not the one in Germany, but a small historic site in the state of Nevada. The town was named by German gold miners who settled there in search of fortune. Berlin was a company-owned mining town, established during the 1880s. However, its story was short-lived. By the 1910s, the town was largely abandoned after the mines shut down in response to a workers' strike. Today, the well-preserved buildings of Berlin are part of the Berlin Ichthyosaur State Park, which is also famous for the discovery of prehistoric marine reptile fossils, offering a unique mix of mining history and paleontology. Both fascinating and forbidden, North Brother Island fits those two words perfectly. Located in New York's East River, between the Bronx and Rikers Island, this abandoned island is known for its haunting history as a quarantine facility. From 1881 to 1943, it housed patients suffering from contagious diseases like smallpox and typhoid fever. This is where Typhoid Mary Mallon, a cook who became the infamous carrier of typhoid, was confined for years. Today, visiting North Brother Island is illegal without special permission from city authorities, due to its dangerous ruins and its designation as a protected bird sanctuary, home to species like the black-crowned night heron. In Niagara Falls, New York, a neighborhood called Love Canal became infamous as the site of a major environmental disaster when toxic chemical waste leaked from a former landfill, causing serious health issues for residents. The story began in the late 1800s, when William T. Love planned a canal to generate cheap power. The project was abandoned after partial excavation. In the 1940s, the dug canal became a dumping site for Occidental Chemical Corporation, which disposed of 21,000 tons of hazardous chemicals. These chemicals seeped into the soil and groundwater, contaminating the area and causing health problems like respiratory issues, cancer, and birth defects. Love Canal was declared a Superfund site, and a long, expensive cleanup began, lasting more than 21 years. In Philadelphia stands one of America's most historic abandoned buildings, a former prison known as Eastern State Penitentiary. Opened in 1829, it was the world's first penitentiary, designed to focus on repentance over punishment. The prison once housed around 80,000 inmates and is famous for its unique design, featuring vaulted cells with skylights. It played a major role in shaping the U.S. justice system and inspired over 300 prisons worldwide. Al Capone, one of history's most notorious gangsters, once served time here. Its eerie design and deep history have made it a popular destination for dark tourism. More of a ghost fort than a ghost town, Fort Jefferson in Monroe County, Florida, stands as a symbol of America's past resilience. Construction began in 1846 as part of Florida's coastal defense against piracy. Over time, it also served as a prison during the Civil War, a quarantine station, and a naval refueling site before it was finally abandoned in 1906 due to hurricane damage. Today, Fort Jefferson is designated as a national monument since 1935 and is open to visitors. Interestingly, it still holds the title of the largest brick structure ever built in American history. Widely known as America's most toxic ghost town, Pitcher, Oklahoma, was once a major center for lead and zinc mining in the Tri-State Mining District for over a century, but the industry left behind massive amounts of toxic waste known as chat. Though some residents resisted relocation, Pitcher ceased functioning as a municipality in 2009. By 2021, it officially had zero population. The town remains a powerful reminder of the environmental consequences of mining, with toxic waste piles still scattered throughout the area. Founded in 1880, St. Elmo was once a thriving gold and silver mining community. More than 2,000 people moved to this Chaffee County town in search of a better life. However, poor quality ore led to the town's decline by the end of the decade. A new mine briefly revived its prospects in the 1910s, but the industry left for good by 1936. A few residents remained, and thanks to its scenic beauty, St. Elmo later became a popular summer tourist destination. In the 1890s, Garnet, located in Montana, also flourished as a bustling mining town with a population of over 1,000. But the community in Granite County began to empty quickly as miners left to serve in World War I. A gold mining revival in the 1930s was short-lived due to World War II, and Garnet has remained abandoned ever since. About 30 buildings still stand, and each year, Garnet Day lets visitors experience life in a 19th century mining town. Terlingua is another mining town, but it holds the title as one of the most iconic in Texas. During the 1930s, this community became one of the largest producers of mercury in the entire country. However, as time passed, the leading mining company went bankrupt, and by the 1940s, most residents had moved away. Interestingly, the town saw a small revival with the arrival of new settlers, bringing some life back to the once abandoned area and making it more welcoming for visitors. Still, that doesn't change the fact that Terlingua remains one of the recognized ghost towns in the United States. Founded in 1859, Harrisburg, Utah, is not to be overlooked. After a major flood in 1862, residents of nearby Harrisville, named after settler Moses Harris, relocated upstream and established Harrisburg. A series of issues, including drought, forced many to leave, and by 1895, the town was largely abandoned. The last standing structure is the Orson B. Adams home, named after its original resident, which has been preserved by the Bureau of Land Management. Custer is known as one of the oldest ghost towns on the list. Founded in 1879, this Idaho community quickly became a magnet for gold seekers and was home to the famous Lucky Boy and Black Mines, which employed much of the local population. According to Visit Idaho, Custer's population peaked in 1896 with over 600 residents. But by 1910, the town was completely abandoned. Fortunately, many of its buildings were left standing, preserving a glimpse into its past. In 1966, the Chalice National Forest took over ownership of the site, paving the way for Custer to be added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1981. Today, visitors can explore this historic mining town during the summer months, where free guided tours offer a deeper look into life during its gold rush heyday.